Now available as paperback and e-reader from the author of Spinsterella, A Strange and Unusual Romance, and Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black comes from Legendary Magazine. And you get the conclusion to the Spinsterella trilogy in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Recently, one of these black women decided that she wanted to go out here and file a lawsuit against Wal Mart for discrimination because they placed all the black hair care products under lock and key. Now, this female said she was going to Walmart to buy a 48-cent comb and she had to get an employee to unlock the security box to get that 48-cent comb. And because of that, she said that there is discrimination because they placed these black hair care products under lock and key. Now, I look at it from a business perspective and I see things completely differently. Because when you understand the nature of business, you'll understand why they place these black hair care products under lock and key. Now, when it comes down to a retailer like Walmart or a retailer like Target, they make efforts to prevent losses. And when they see a product being shoplifted in larger numbers than others, then they make efforts to secure that product to prevent losses that they're going to take on that product. Now, I live here in the South Bronx, and there's a Target here in the Gateway Center, which is not too far from 149th Street. And I go to that Target almost every other week to pick up items for my groceries and things like that. And I noticed that there are several items there under lock and key, and one of the items that is under lock and key is the black hair care products. And the reason why the black hair care products there are under lock and key the same way they were under lock and key at the Walmart is because they have to deal with shoplifting and they need to make efforts to protect themselves from shoplifting. Moreover, at the same Target, I remember when they first opened it back in 2009, they used to leave headphones out in the open in the electronics section. When I go to the electronics section in 2017, my sister was going there to buy some headphones. All the headphones were under lock and key, and you needed a clerk to go get the headphones. And the reason why that was because people were shoplifting the headphones. This is no different than what I used to see back in the day when I used to go to Woolworth or I used to go to many of these Korean stores, and they would have merchandise under lock and key because much of the popular merchandise is under lock and key because people shoplift the merchandise in those stores in proportion to other merchandise. I see the same thing at my local Associated supermarket here in the South Bronx and my Key Food here in the South Bronx, where they keep the baby formula under lock and key as well because these are items that people shoplift on the regular in those neighborhoods. And they also keep the Ensure under lock and key because people shoplift Ensure in large numbers. When it comes down to a retailer, they have to make efforts to secure that merchandise that they know is going to be at a threat of a loss. And they want to prevent that loss in the best way possible. So this is why they go out of their way to lock up merchandise. I mean, I have even seen at a Rite Aid on 170th Street here in the South Bronx them lock up deodorant because people were coming in to steal deodorant. This is something that stores do to protect themselves from losses. Now, when it comes down to black hair care products, I believe that they're being stolen in disproportionate numbers because when it comes down to some of these Afro-American Negroes, they don't want to pay for that hair care product, and they'll go to a place like a Walmart or a Target because they know that the security they believe is going to be more lax than that of that Korean beauty supply store. Now, if you go into a Korean beauty supply store, they also lock up all the hair care products as well. And they do that because, again, they want to prevent theft and shoplifting, and they want to prevent themselves from taking a loss. However, this female will sit there and tell you, oh, it's discrimination because Walmart does it, but when the Korean hair care store does it, it's not discrimination. But when you take a look at the panoramic perspective of it, it is discrimination. Because when you take a look at the panoramic perspective of it, it is discrimination. Because when you take a look at the panoramic perspective of it, it is not discrimination. But when you take a look at the panoramic perspective of it, it is not discrimination. But when you take a look at the panoramic perspective of it, It's just retailers looking to protect themselves from taking losses on popular items that people want to steal on the regular. Now, when it comes down to many of these black females, that what most people don't know is that they are a growing population of shoplifters, and they look for to steal things like hair weave, and they look to steal things like hair care products because these hair care products are expensive. I know because I have a family member who uses these hair care products, and products like Cantu or As I Am. These are extremely expensive hair care products. A bottle of cleansing pudding can cost anywhere from $12 to $14, and that's in proportion to maybe a $6 or $7 bottle of Head and Shoulders or herbal essences. This bottle of As I Am can cost anywhere from $11 to $12, and then you have other hair care products like cleansing puddings. Um, I forget the other stuff, but all these products I've seen them on the shelf in places like Walgreens, and they are very expensive. So people would rather take a five-finger discount on these products because you have to buy more than one, and the store is the one that takes the big loss on all these hair care products by having them out in the open, because having this product out on the open on a shelf where it's just sitting there and there's no security, what happens is that product is going to wind up getting stolen, and the store is going to have to take a loss on it. And when stores wind up taking a loss on a product, what happens is that store then raises prices on other products. And if they have to raise prices on other products, then the overall community winds up losing because prices go up and then people cannot afford to shop there. And then what happens is with larger retailers like Wal Mart and Target is that they close stores because they'll say that this store is not performing in proportion to other stores, and that's what really hurts the community. Now, she'll sit there and believe that this is racism, but I don't believe it is racism as related to these black hair care products. What is happening here is that this retailer, like many retailers here in the South Bronx are doing, is protecting themselves from risking are placed there to prevent that company from taking a loss on that merchandise. Now, instead of filing a lawsuit, I believe this black female should have voted with her wallet, because when you vote with your wallet, it has the greatest impact on these retailers, and it sends the greatest message to these retailers about their policies. Now, I understand why those boxes are there to lock up that merchandise, but I also understand the greatest power I have is not filing a lawsuit against a major chain like a Walmart or a Target. My greatest power is keeping my dollars in my hands. And the greatest thing I could do as a black person to fight against discrimination is participate in group economics. And when I go out here and participate in group economics, I keep black dollars in black hands. And what this black woman should be doing instead of filing a lawsuit against Walmart is finding a black owned retailer out here to go spend her money with. Because when you spend black dollars and keep black dollars in the community, that has a greater impact on everyone overall. Because one, it keeps black dollars in the black community, and two, it allows black owned companies to go out here and hire more black people. I would rather go and passively walk away from a Walmart or a Target where I see these things locked up, and then go head over to my computer or my smartphone and place an order with one of those black owned retailers online, and then have that product shipped to me, because you can get Cantu, As I Am, and many of these black owned products from black online retailers, and it may cost you a little bit more in shipping, but at least you'll be keeping black dollars in the community, and you'll be helping to empower other black people. That's what I would do, rather than sitting here going back and forth with a retailer who is just trying to secure their merchandise. And the reason why they're trying to secure their merchandise is because you have several disreputable people in your community who are out here stealing these hair care products. And if that's the way it has to be, then that's the way it has to be. But the best thing this woman could have ever done was go out here and find that black owned retailer and then spend her money with that black-owned retailer and keep dollars in a community, because if you want to buy black hair care products, then you buy them from a black person and keep those black dollars circulating among black people. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct titles, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.